CyberCube recently had the privilege of attending the World Economic Forum's annual gathering in Davos. I'm Yvette Essen for CyberCube, and I'm joined by Pascal Millaire, Chief Executive of CyberCube, who attended the gathering. Can you tell me, first of all, how did we get an invitation to such a prestigious event?
CyberCube was invited to attend this year's annual meeting at Davos because, as a company, we were selected as one of the World Economic Forum's technology pioneers. Now, technology pioneers are up-and-coming, growth-stage technology companies that have the potential to impact some of the great societal and economic challenges that we're facing today. And therefore, it was a privilege to be able to represent CyberCube as its CEO at this year's annual meeting.
How would you describe the mood there in Davos, and what were some of the hot topics that people were talking about?
The mood was somber, to be honest, with topics such as climate change, trade wars, economic uncertainty, and geopolitical tensions. The mood in the room was often somber, not particularly optimistic. One of the topics that came up time and time again, however, was cyber risk. And as one of the greatest risks impacting society in the 21st century, it was great to have CyberCube as a part of the dialogue there. In a world with hundreds of billions of Internet of Things devices, automation of industries, the explosion of data, what we're seeing is a digitization of the economy and therefore a digitization of risk. And so thinking about the impact of that on businesses, on the insurance industry, and on the global economy was a really important topic for participants at this year's annual meeting.
CyberCube recently published a report to coincide with Davos on society. Were there any themes in that report that related to conversations in Davos?
Absolutely. So one of the things we called out in our report is that cyber risk is one of the greatest risks impacting society in the 21st century. It's also one of the greatest opportunities, with trillions of dollars of new economic activity, connectedness, efficiencies, new ways of communicating. That's leading to a whole brand of new economic activity that we haven't seen before. It's also leading to a whole lot of new risks. And in order to take advantage of these new technologies, we need to understand these risks, we need to quantify them, and we need to provide the kinds of insurance products that really powered other technological advances in previous decades and centuries. I think the insurance industry has a really important role to play doing just that.
You must have met so many different types of people in different professions from different countries. But what were some of the highlights for you, and what were your key takeaways from the event?
Sure. I think one of the big highlights for me was the importance of multi-stakeholder dialogues. When we think about some of the big issues impacting the global economy and society today, they won't just be solved by government, they won't just be solved by businesses, by academia, by civil society. They're not just going to be solved by one particular region or geography. It's going to be leaders all coming together. And it was great to be a piece of that dialogue, one of those perspectives, talking about some of the great issues that are affecting us today. And I think those multi-stakeholder dialogues are absolutely critical to improving the state of the world, which is, after all, one of the core missions of the World Economic Forum.
CyberCube's report looking at society and cyber, as well as some blogs that Pascal has published at Davos, can be found on cybercube.com. For CyberCube, I'm Yvette Essen.